Good day, children. So the other day we saw in the enemy lesson from Vistas, the enemy. In that we saw that Dr. Sadao Hoki was there and his wife Hana. So this Sadao, his father was very much sincere, and he was a strict man. He never joked with him. He wanted him to study and become a doctor, become a surgeon. So he was sent to America for his studies to become a doctor. There he met Hana, and then he came to know that she is Japanese. He fell in love with her. Then both were married as Japanese custom, and the father was very happy to see his son become a doctor and got married. So when these two people, they were standing outside in the veranda of their house, and it was misty. The mist was spreading all around. So they saw some strange thing coming out of the sea, and it fell. Then again they saw it come up, and it took few steps, staggering steps, and then it fell down. So they thought they must be the fishermen, but it wasn't the time for the fishermen to be in the sea. So they looked very keenly, what is that? Then they came to know that there is something, a man is there who is wounded. So both of them, they went over there. They saw a man lying down on the rocks with his face on the rock, and the back was towards these people. And when Dr. Sadao, he turned him, then he saw that the person was fully covered with mud, and the blood was coming out. He had a great wound, and then they did not know what to do. Then the wife, then he just tried to touch him everywhere from where the blood is coming out. Then he found the wound, and the blood was coming out like anything from there. So he, being the doctor, he took some of the moss from the sea. He took it and he tried to shove it on the wound and tried to stop the blood coming out. And really the blood stopped coming out. And then both of them, they gave him support, and they brought him to their house. And when they brought him, they saw that it was an Englishman. He was a white man, and he belonged to the US Navy. In his cap it was written US Navy. And the fellow, he was very much, very light, because for many days he did not have food to eat. And poor fellow, he was really had gone very weak. So they brought him home, and now it was very difficult for them. They thought that if the Japanese people will come to know, if the Japanese government will come to know that they have given shelter to the white man, then surely they are going to be punished. So now they thought what to do. So wife said, okay, let us throw him back in the sea. So he, being a doctor, and he had taken a pledge that he is going to serve the wounded man, wounded person. He will give life to the people. He cannot mistreat them. So all those pledge revived in his mind, and he blindly started to nurse him. And then he was laid in the room of his father, and the room was quite clean, and it was the Japanese, they sleep on the floor. So as the old custom, the old man's father's house room was designed in that manner, and it had a matted floor. Everything was in a Japanese way. And Hana, she went to the wall cupboard and she opened the door and she brought in the soft quilt, and then she did not want to cover that man with the white silk because it was pure white silk, and she was afraid that it's going to become dirty and all. So this way they brought him and they tried to nurse him. So here, children, you just go through the lesson. Later on, this character Yumi will come. She is the maid. And in the third part, this lesson is very long, so I think this will be in 5 or 6 parts. First part I have already taught you. This is the second one, and in second one also it's up to 29 page that I have told you that how they brought him in and what all conflicts were there in their mind, why they wanted to serve him, they wanted to nurse him, and poor fellow, they felt pity on him and they tried to do all sorts of things. So here we are going to end with this lesson, and in the next class again we'll continue with this. And children, I've told you many times that English is not easy. You will have to be patient and you have to study it well to score good percentage. So that's all for today. Good day and good luck to you all, and hope you all are doing well. And if you have any problem, you let me know on the WhatsApp